Hey guys, welcome back.
Hello. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Still Merry Christmas.
It is still Merry Christmas. We're going to keep our tree up, I hope, for another week and a half. I hope.
Is this
Took
the
ours out yesterday.
No.
It had mites, so yeah, we took it out.
Oh, okay.
So this is our last King Street Kids Q&A of 2020.
Where did the time go, Pastor Daniel?
It's like just yesterday we were figuring out what masks were all about and learning about Zoom and all right, well, we have a few questions. So let's get this rolling. So the first question is, obviously we're hoping, praying that 2021 is going to be a much better year than 2020. So how do we welcome in the new year? And how do we kick off 2021 to a good start so that hopefully we're better off in the new year?
I have a couple ideas, but we'll get to them later.
Okay.
All right. I would use this. Funny you should ask that. I have a prayer in my hand here, Pastor Rebecca, Daniel. This is one that I like to do every year. I've done it for some years now at St. Matthew's, but also before at other churches have started. And it's a blessing for a home at Epiphany. And we do this as a way of welcoming the new year and blessing the new year. In fact, behind this poinsettia, you may not be able to see it, over this doorway is the same blessing as well. Blessed in 2020. And it's on the way. 2020 was blessed. So essentially, the prayer involves the three magi, or at least who we think are the names, who we've assigned the names of the three magi. Mm-hmm. And we include them in this prayer. So I'm going to read a bit of this here. Gathering with friends and family members for a blessing for the home is an important thing to do this time of year. So if you were to do this at your own home, you need a piece of chalk, and someone may lead this greeting and prayer that says something like, "Bless this home in 2021." And then with the chalk, ask your parents to do this, boys and girls. You would write above the door, or sometimes I've done this on our driveway, as we go in the garage door, I do it as you enter the garage door. Write in chalk, 20 plus CMB plus 21. So that's 2021. The CMB stands for those names I was talking about earlier, the names that we've assigned to the Magi, Caspar, Melchior, and Balthazar. And from that is a blessing. And we're asking the Magi of old, known as Caspar, Melchior, and Balthazar, followed the star of God's Son, who came to dwell among us 2019 years ago. Actually, it'd be 2020 years ago. Christ, bless this house and remain with us throughout the new year. That's a good way to start the new year. I would encourage you to do that.
Yeah. Maybe our boys and girls can share pictures of their house blessings as well.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Maybe they could send those to Daniel as well, and we can post those. Can grown-ups do it too? I think the grown-ups should be able to do it too.
I think the grown-ups would want to take part too.
Nope. Don't want to see the grown-ups, just the children.
All right.
No,
well, if you're a grown-up,
anybody can send it to me. Anybody can send it. I won't be.
All right. That's good.
We're all children of God.
We are.
Yeah. So, goodness, back when we started this is getting into our next question. Back when we started this, I think it was mid-April, somewhere in there. I think it was after Easter had happened. And I don't know, we just had this idea of let's answer questions from our King Street Kids. We've had some really good highlights from King Street Kids Q&A. We've had all kinds of guests. We've had some fun moments, some really good questions. What are some of your most memorable moments from King Street Kids Q&A?
There's so many. I've so enjoyed King Street Kids Q&A. This has been a bright spot in this year. I've really enjoyed doing these King Street Kids Q&A. So there's so many. Daniel, what about you?
I don't really know. I'm going to harken it back. You guys were indecisive on several questions that were fun. What is I believe? One was, who would play you in the movie of your life? An actor. Neither one of you had a good answer. I think that's pretty weak. Come on.
Maybe people should cast the movie, and they can give us their suggestions here.
Hit us in the comment section. Let us know what you think.
Or we could just play ourselves. Who else is better to play us than us?
Ryan can play me, my twin.
I do remember we had a strong opinion about Duke's mayonnaise, and you were pretty strong leaning towards Hellman's. That was our first episode.
It's not an opinion. Hellman's is superior in every way, shape,
and what did I say then? You should probably keep that to yourself here in South Carolina. You know, it's funny you mentioned that, Daniel, because the one that stands out to me is that first episode. I had just come from Publix, and it's the first time I think I'd worn the mask out. One of the first times I'd worn them out. And I felt so ridiculous. I mean, I still feel so odd wearing this mask.
Pastor Eric, and
thank you. I just came from Publix. I decided I remember that first episode. There's so many other moments that stand out, but that one, when we sat down at the outside, that's the other thing too. The different places, the different locations that we've recorded this year, I've loved being out on the patio in our backyard, and I hope when the weather turns a bit more clement, I'll be out there again.
Yeah, and I remember it was one of our early episodes. A memorable moment for us was when Grayson asked us the question, where does God get God's power from? Very early on, and we were like, congratulations, Grayson, you just stumped the pastors. But I think it was really, it set a tone for being able to ask any kind of question and talk about it. And it's okay not to have definitive answers, but to open up the conversation and really just talk about things. I think what's been really cool is all the different guests we've had. I know we had Jason was one of our early guests. Our bishop, Bishop Jenny was their special guest. And then we also did a live from Japan. So that was another really cool King Street Kids.
I think the questions too have been just really, it's been pretty incredible to see the variety of questions we've gotten in and just where the kids are thinking.
One of the things that's really, really fun is you can go back and relive those. You can watch those on our YouTube channel.
They're all on the King Street Kids playlist, so that should make it easier to find. We try to sort our videos so they're a little easier to get to. I guess finally, what are you looking forward to and hopeful for in 2021?
I'm actually looking forward to, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for upcoming activities. I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to the beach. I'm ready for the spring. I want to go back to the beach, and I want it to be sunny again. I'm looking forward to continuing to see the creative ways in which we as a congregation and a community of faith are able to gather. I thought the Christmas Eve service, the 4 p.m., the family service, even though it was cold and in our parking lot and with lawn chairs, it was just really cool to see everybody there. And shout out to everybody that helped make it possible.
Not from Daniel. Pastor, what about you?
I think I am looking forward to what possibilities will come because we are going to be having this vaccine rolling in, and just kind of looking with hope for what that brings and what that means for people as more and more people are able to get vaccinated. Hopefully that means that it'll be safer to start gathering. And I'm anxious and interested to see what church is going to look like as that happens, as hopefully things can open up. We've gained a lot of amazing, incredible tools and means of communication during this pandemic that I think will serve us well, even when we're able to gather in person again. I want to be able to gather in person again, and looking forward to hopefully having that in 2021. But then looking and seeing how do we take the things that we've learned and make ministry even better, and how is church going to be even better because of the new tools that we've learned over the course of this year.
So all of those things you said, I'm not really sure what I'm expecting for next year because we have to plan so much. We're already thinking about Easter and and Daniel and I were just talking about VBS this summer and Luther Ridge Week and all of those things. So we're always planning, and it's such a difficult place to be when we just don't know where we are going to be with being together. I went to the doctor this morning, and I was waiting, and I was speaking to the nurse, and she says, so I said, so I'm a pastor, and we have to do a lot of planning, and I said, so what are you thinking? Are we going to be back up kind of to some kind of normal by July 1st? And she says, no. She says 2021 is going to be, a little bit more just upheaval, and that's not what we want to hear. But we have to plan as though we're going to go on. So I guess what I'm looking forward to are the seasons, the things that we know won't change. Here we're in end of December. I love winter. I love Christmas time, but it's wonderful to think about springtime in your backyard, or summer at the beach, or fall when you have your fire pit happening in the backyard. So the seasons of life don't change. They're going to come, and we just adapt. We just adapt as we go. And we just know that in this wilderness, God walks with us, and it's not going to last forever.
I'm excited to see how long my hair gets.
I think you need to grow, and Pastor might be able to find a picture. I think you need to grow it as long as country superstar Crystal Gales.
What a year. What a
What a
year.
year. What a year. What a year. What a year.
So
We'll see you next year. In just a few days, it'll be another year.
Hopefully everybody have a safe and happy New Year's, and we look forward to seeing our King Street kids again in 2021. So
Yeah.
Have a good one.
all right.
Bye.
Take care.